Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, good evening. How are you guys? I hope all is well. So here I will speak or present about my analysis. My analysis is about the importance of sexual and reproductive education health in adolescence. So let's get started. So I read this research based on the fact that in Indonesia there is still very low knowledge of sexual and reproductive health in adolescence, which is where this knowledge is very important, but it's still considered taboo for most people. In this study, I also assess many adolescent problems such as free sex or pregnancy out of wedlock. From this, I would like to provide an understanding the impact and will occur reproductive and sexual health problems and some of their handling and some tips for teenagers as my goal in this research, so that teenagers can better know that it's very important to maintain a reproductive and sexual health only for teenagers. But this is an effort to guide parents so that they can better understand the importance of sexual education and reproductive health for adolescents to avoid these problems. Okay, so demographic data show that adolescents are a large population of the world's population. WHO 1995, about one-fifth of the world's population are adolescents. About 900 million are in developing countries in Indonesia. So in Indonesia, according to the Central Bureau of Statistics 1999, the group of adolescents is about 22%, consisting of 51% male adolescents and 49% female adolescents. According to quote from NCP 2002, adolescence is a transitional period between childhood and adulthood, which begins at the time of sexual maturity. Adolescents do not have a clear place, namely that they do not belong to the group of children, but also do not belong to the adult group. Biological and psychological development of adolescence is influenced by environmental and social development. Therefore, adolescents will struggle to release their dependence on their parents and try to achieve independence so that they can be accepted and recognized as adults. They accept and adolescents who are satisfied in their efforts to justify themselves and define themselves will feel happy and easily adjust to their environment. On the other hand, he will be very unhappy or miserable if all his desires in adolescence are not fulfilled according to what he wants. As a result, the teenager will find it difficult to control himself or herself and have major implications for social deviations caused by biological change, as well as psychologically. During adolescence, there are various kinds of significant change, both physically, biologically, mentally, and emotionally, and psychosocially. This can affect personal life and behavior, family environment, and society. The unpreparedness of adolescents is affecting this change can lead to various behaviors such as juvenile delinquency, drug abuse, and sexuality. And then one of problems that often arise in adolescence relate to the early maturity of reproductive organs in adolescence is risk sexual behavior to pregnancy, problems that occur in school age, adolescence outside of marriage. Why do teenagers have sex? The cause include partner pressure, feeling ready to have sex, desire to be loved, curiosity about sex, desire to be popular, not wanting to be ridiculed, are still a virgin, the influence of mass media like TV shows and the internet, which show that it is normal for teenagers to have sex as well as coercion from others to have sex. Sexual behavior leads to unwanted pregnancy. According to Pertiwi 2010. So, unwanted pregnancy occurs due to several factors such as socio-demographic factors or poverty, active sexuality, and failure in the use of a contraception, mass media, less harmonious family characteristic, or relation between family and marriage status development, or lack of thinking about the future, wanting to experiment, need for attentions, drug use and abuse. In addition, there is a lack of complete and correct knowledge about the process of pregnancy and methods of prevention, failure of contraception, and can also occur as a result of a rape or KTD, or unwanted pregnancy has an impact not only physically, psychologically, but also socially, according to TV 2010. So, sexuality and reproductive health education programs in Indonesia are not yet comprehensive because they tend to focus on biological aspects and prevention of infectious disease or HIV and AIDS. This kind of education does not only occur in Indonesia, based on research by Allen 2012. Sexuality education has been criticized in several countries for failing to provide a comprehensive understanding, not based on the needs of adolescents, and forgetting aspects of gender and gender inequality, whether social injustice education that only focus of dangers and risks of sexual intercourse as proposed by Ching 2003 is not realistic with the condition of adolescents and will fail to provide true information about sexuality and cannot empower adolescents to take responsibility for their health, reproductive, and sexual. So the conclusion is adolescents' understanding and knowledge of reproductive health and sexuality is still low and many people ignore it. This can have implications for the sexual risks faced by adolescents. The understanding of sexuality and reproductive health given in informal and informal educational institutions tends to few aspects of reproductive health and adolescents' sexuality as merely a biological phenomenon. It tends to construct. Okay. It tends to construct adolescent sexuality is taboo and dangerous, control, truth, moral, discourse, and religion. In addition, to be more effective, the understanding of sexuality and reproductive health needs to be contextualized based on the reality and conditions of adolescents. It is hoped that this can contract sexual adolescence positively as a sexual being who has the right to reproductive health and to be able to take responsibility for their sexual and reproductive health. So it's enough for me, and that is my analysis about the importance of sexual and reproductive health education in adolescence. So I'm so sorry, and I do apologize if there are wrongs. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you.